Hey everyone, if you're a runner, you've probably heard that you should be doing strength training. But today, we're going to go way beyond just simple advice. We're going to dig into the science behind it. We'll use clear, hard data to show you why strength training isn't just a good idea for preventing injuries and hitting that new personal best, it's absolutely essential. So let's get right into it.
To really understand why strength training is so critical, we first need to understand the problem we're trying to solve. So we're going to start with this fundamental question. With every single step you take, what kind of impact and what kind of forces does your body actually have to absorb? The answer, which is based on solid scientific research, is probably going to surprise you.
First up, let's look at one of the main power sources in your legs, your quadriceps. Every single time your foot hits the pavement, your quads have to handle a peak impact force of 2.7 times your body weight. Just try to imagine multiplying that number by the thousands of steps you take on a single run. But the impact gets even bigger from here. Let's move to the gluteus medius, a key stabilizing muscle on the side of your hip. The force this muscle has to withstand jumps up to a whopping 4 times your body weight. Its job is to keep your pelvis stable, and that means it's under some serious pressure. And now, for the most incredible statistic of them all. It's for a muscle you might not think about very often. The soleus, which is deep in your calf, endures a massive load of 6.6 times your body weight. This muscle is the true unsung hero of running, and as we're about to see, it is absolutely crucial for endurance and for preventing injuries.
So you've got 2.7 times, 4 times, and 6.6 times. What picture does this paint when we put all these numbers together? Let's visualize the sheer scale of this impact so we can see for ourselves which muscles are doing the heaviest lifting.
Looking at this chart, you can see at a glance how the load escalates dramatically from the quads all the way up to the soleus. This biomechanical data doesn't just tell us that running is hard. It actually gives us a precise roadmap, showing us exactly which muscles we need to focus on strengthening the most.
All right, so here's the core of it. How can we build a body that's resilient enough to handle these very specific impacts? Well, the answer lies in targeted exercises. We're now going to break down 5 specific moves that are scientifically designed to target and fortify these exact muscles.
First on our list is the Bulgarian Split Squat. At its core, running is just a series of single-leg hops over and over again. This exercise directly mimics that single-leg mechanic, which is exactly why it's considered one of the most effective movements a runner can do. And this slide right here shows why it's so powerful. It builds strength in the quads and glutes, which gives you more forward propulsion. But just as important, it improves your landing stability and your hip flexibility. This combination is the key to preventing some of the most common running injuries, like knee pain or hamstring pulls. Let's move on to our second exercise, the single-leg deadlift. This movement shifts our focus to the muscles on the back of the body, what's often called the posterior chain. These muscles are the most important for generating power, but honestly, they're often the most neglected.
The benefits here are twofold. First, by strengthening your hamstrings and glutes, you directly improve your ability to push off the ground with more force. Second, the act of balancing on one leg dramatically improves your pelvic stability. This prevents your hips from rocking side to side when you run, which saves a huge amount of energy over long distances.
Now for our third exercise, the bent knee calf raise. It might look simple, but this is a precision tool. It's specifically designed to target that hidden powerhouse we identified earlier, the soleus muscle. Here's why this is so essential. Remember that number from earlier, 6.6 times your body weight? This exercise directly strengthens the very muscle that has to deal with that insane load. A strong soleus is your best defense against Achilles injuries, and it's the secret to maintaining your pace and propulsion late in a race when fatigue really starts to set in. Our fourth exercise might seem a bit unexpected for runners, the push-up. You might be thinking, isn't running an exercise for your legs? And of course, you're right, but your upper body plays a critical role in your efficiency and posture. When you get tired during a long run, your form usually starts to break down from the top. A strong core, chest, and shoulders help you maintain good posture and an efficient arm swing. This not only saves energy, but can also improve your breathing by strengthening the muscles around your ribcage. And for our final essential exercise, we have the side plank leg raise. This movement directly targets another key muscle we identified from the data, the gluteus medius. Let's connect this exercise back to that 4 times your body weight number. The gluteus medius is the muscle that prevents your hip from dropping to the side every time you land. If this muscle is weak, your knee can collapse inward,
which leads directly to problems like IT band syndrome or runner's knee. By strengthening your gluteus medius, you get rock-solid stability and a much more efficient stride.
Okay, so we've covered the 5 key exercises, the what to do. But just doing these movements randomly isn't going to get you the best results. To really maximize the benefits, you need a smart plan for how and when to do them, and this is where a sports science concept called periodization comes into play. Simply put, periodization is the art of strategic planning. It's not just about working out, it's about organizing your training into logical cycles so that each phase builds on the last, all designed to have you in peak condition for your goal race. This strategy breaks down into 3 levels. First, you have the macro cycle, which you can think of as the big picture view of your entire year. That year is then broken down into mesocycles, which are monthly training blocks, each with a specific focus, like building a base or working on speed. And finally, the microcycle is your detailed weekly workout plan. This structure is what turns training from guesswork into predictable science.
In the end, all this data, all these exercises, and all this planning lead to one clear conclusion, which is summed up perfectly by this quote. Strength training isn't an optional add-on that you do if you have extra time. It's a fundamental requirement to survive the immense forces of running and to thrive as an athlete.
So, I'll close out this explainer with a final thought for you to consider. Take a hard look at your own training routine. Is it intentionally designed to counter the scientifically proven impacts of running, or are you relying more on habit, or maybe just on feeling? The data has given us the blueprint. Now it's up to us to use it.